So you don't look a goat in the mouth.
Yeah, don't look a gift goat in the mouth. Okay. Say hi, Stacy.
Hi, Stacy. We're going to share it. Share it in this group.
You doing that on your phone?
Yeah.
Hello, John C.
Hi, John.
Hello, Stacy's out of control phone volume.
Excellent.
All right. Hi, Alan and Stacy. Hi, Lisa. Hi, John. Hi, Misty. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Scott.
South Omaha Horror, hello.
Hello, South Omaha Horror. And I thought that said South Obama Horror, and I'm like, well, what's that about? But it's Omaha.
Hi, Thor. Hi, Rob O'Brien. Hi, Lisa.
Jeffrey Freeman, hello. Jeffrey Freeman, are you on a lot? I haven't seen you on a lot. But I don't normally get to look at this. Normally someone else is looking at that. Hello, Lost Zodiac Productions. I hope you find your Zodiac one day. Christopher Lazote, Tanya Martinez, Tickle Hill Cemetery,
Thomas K.
Big Monkey Fez.
Susan Attai.
I was going to say that one next. And Warren at Third Degree of Terror. Hello.
Hi, Larry.
All right, so the title of today's video is We've Had First Goat Week. What about Second Goat Week? So it's only Second Goat Week because I didn't get everything done I wanted to on First Goat Week.
Hello, Michelle Schulte. Hi,
So I've got to do it again.
Harry BC, it is stunt wife tonight.
It is Shannon. It is Stacy, not Shannon. Shannon sadly has to work. I am left unsupervised. So
Yeah, I definitely do not count as supervision.
no, you are not adult supervision.
Are you going to tell them who else is here today?
Oh,
Rude.
yeah, he's working. So over here we have, everybody gets confused by different people's YouTube's name. This is Chad Smith, but on YouTube, he goes by, tell him your YouTube name is.
Chad Smith.
Yeah, it's also Chad Smith. So this is Chad Smith. He made that up himself
Hey guys,
the second time.
I made it to Graceland.
So how has your day been? What have you done today?
Amazing.
Tell you what, you're in charge of story time. When we have to have story time,
Great.
I want you to tell story time and just tell us about your day. We did a head cast of him earlier, and I think it went well. You know, all of his parts have recovered.
Jeffrey Freeman says he joins us when he's able to. I watch as often as I can. Cancer treatment can be, well, not so fun, but I'm doing well.
I can imagine, and hope that you are powering through it, and hopefully I can do a little entertain you some.
Jordan says, hi, Al, orange black shirt girl, and Shannon.
Yes, well, Shannon's not here. Shannon's at work. Yes.
And orange black shirt girl is Stacy.
Yeah, Stacy is orange black shirt girl.
Hello, Rachel Powell. Hello, Ross Redshirt.
Hello.
Warren says, I have that same shirt and I love it lots.
You know what? I got this in two colors.
Top notch.
Oh, I don't. Was it your shirt that he?
Says Stacy, I have that same shirt.
Oh,
And
I also have that shirt too.
Susan Attai says, I can't have too many goat weeks. Ryan says, Goat Week, the sequel.
Yeah, Electric Boogaloo.
Chad Thor says hi. Scott Colbert says hi.
Yeah, Chad is normally on the feed, but now he's on the feed.
Ross
Yeah.
Richard says hello, Chad. John C says hello, Chad.
Hey, guys.
Carrie BC says hi, Stacy Chad. Rich Barrow says hi, Stacy Chad.
And just so you guys are aware of the high level at which I function all the time, I literally forgot that Chad was here while I'm looking at the goat. I'm like so goat focused. I'm like, oh yeah, he is here.
Robert
That's right.
Ryan says, but he still has a head.
Yeah.
Michelle Smith says Chad Smith. Michelle Schultz says Chad Smith's jelly right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The Harry Beastie says, Stacy, how did your birthday go? It went great. I literally, like, Shannon posted at midnight on my birthday, like, happy birthday! And from that moment, I did not have an hour go by of my actual birthday proper that there wasn't somebody commenting or leaving me messages or
That's awesome.
texting me saying happy birthday. It was lovely.
Hello, Al Mantra Art.
Jeff Freeman, always good enjoy good. Always enjoy a good shimmy shake from you.
Yeah, I've learned that I can do this. And I should never do again, you know? I learned that I can, and I also learned that I should not do that.
You do that too. It takes it longer to slow
Well,
down.
yeah. You gotta do it the one time.
Yeah. John C says, how did you like Biddy if you were able to go?
Do what? I didn't.
How did you like Biddy if you were able to
Oh,
go?
that was awesome. That was really cool. Did the candy store.
Hello, Enigma. Lisa says, flocking the goat tonight?
The goat should get everything tonight. It's
Oh,
8.
everything.
I think by 10:30 I can have this guy finished. I feel pretty good about that.
Or Beauty says, yay, more goats. Dirty Sam says, hello.
All of them go, goats.
Jordan Ezel says, hey, I've just painted some bed sheets with a lot of acrylic paint. Will this weaken the fabric?
No, it'll strengthen the fabric. The fabric will get stronger. You've added a layer of plastic, which is kind of what acrylic is, onto the fabric.
Oh, God. Enigma
What?
says, can I pay to see more of that dance in a private video?
I'm gonna say no on that one.
Jeffrey Kerwin says, oh my God, that's cute. It's your thing. Never stop.
Just work it out with the wife, you know?
Rob O'Brien says, with great power.
Yeah, the responsibility to never do that again.
Kenny P says, hello, all these scary people.
I want to double check my visual reference real
Sure.
quick to make sure that these horns are black before I black the snot.
Rue apparently tuned in just at the point at which she
Nice.
started shimmying.
Now he's blind. Poor Rue.
Poor Rue.
Okay, there we go. Yep, horns are black. I was about to really paint these horns black, and if they're not black, I want them short.
Big Monkey says that you may get more super chat notice. Shaking the goods.
Yeah, that's what I'm about.
Hello, Stanley S. Robert White says, hello, Alan and Stacy.
Hello!
Oh, hi. Jordan said, oh, thanks for the tip. I thought I was going to regret that paint choice.
No, not at all. Not at all. Now you're going to lose some flexibility, but that's okay.
Oh, thank you, third degree of terror, Warren. Says $10 if you never shimmy, shimmy, shake again.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly.
Mike Murphy says, off topic, when are you going to hang the medallion for the castle?
I'm hoping that I can hang it Thursday. I am hoping that I can hang it Thursday. Concrete has a certain amount of time before you can paint it, or else it off gases and kind of has to bubble through. And I'm at that window, so I should be good to go this week.
Misty Jazerski says, great, glad to hang out with everyone again. Missed everyone while I'm visiting my family.
Yeah, hope your family's doing well.
Bob Boy says, hello, how was fishing?
You know what? Fishing was excellent. I accidentally went live. All right, so that's not the weird part. The weird part is that I looked down at my phone. All right, I'm in the water. I'm deep in the water, and I pick up my phone to look at the time, and I'm like, oh, I'm live right now, and there's 45 people watching. Like,
Watching it bubble like
oh
that.
yeah, it was just bubbles in my weird camo pattern shirt, and
I was like, I really hope your phone was in that pouch.
it was in the pouch. My phone was in the pouch, but I was accidentally Facebook Live.
Rodney Pope, thank you so much. $9.99 to never shimmy shake again.
Rodney Pope, Body Geeks showed up, and he said that you said it was all right if he picked up all your stuff. So he cleaned out your shelf. You're welcome.
Thank you, Scott Colehart, for bumping our Live Creepers Facebook page.
Thank you, Scott. And Scott sent me the affiliate link thing so that I should have an easier time doing the Amazon affiliates. I'm down to 6 bottles left of 99% alcohol,
Oh, no.
and that stuff is hard to get right now.
Justin Hill says, do you think a haunt can go a year with no changes and still maintain audience and success?
Yes, simply because a haunted house audience rotates about every 3 years. If they went to you this year, they might not come back for a couple of years. Now, that's not everybody, but that's your general audience. So you only have to change your theme every 3 years in order to hit most of the people on that cycle. You'll hit 70 to 80% of your customers with new stuff when they come. And also, don't discount your actors. Your actors are going to change things up. Maybe not intentionally, maybe they're in a new spot, or they learned some new tricks, or their life changed, you got new actors, whatever. And actors can make the show pretty different.
Schulte says, lol, maybe we should all pitch in $10 to never shimmy again.
Never shimmy again. Hey, you're lucky the camera was just from here up. You know, that could have been way worse.
Ezekiel says, hello, friends.
Hello, Ezekiel.
Tower Studios says, hello, everyone.
Hello, Touchworks.
Rodney Pope says, no.
Who now I think is a lady mummy. Touchworks, not Rodney Pope. I don't think Rodney Pope is a lady mummy. I did have someone message me and ask me, when you paint the goat horns black, how are you going to paint them black? And my answer was, I'm going to paint them black with black paint of some kind. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what they meant.
Enigma says, I'm calling my mom to ask for another $1,000 for a new shimmy. Michelle
Okay.
Schulte just sent you $10. Thank you, Michelle.
Was that too shimmy or too not
That
to
was
shimmy?
too not shimmy.
That is the question.
Tanya Martinez asks, what kind of paint are you using?
I am using Pinata Mantilla Black ink.
That label is almost useless.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's also always like backwards most of the time. So I hold it up and they're like, I can't read that. But it's Pinata ink from Jacquard. And I normally get it from Dick Blick Art Supply. You can find it on Amazon, but it's not consistent.
Ezekiel says, man, I'm late. What was the shimmy? Well,
I
now
can't show you. Warren paid me not to.
he's been paid $30 so far not to shimmy.
Yeah, to not shimmy.
So we have to top that to get him to do.
Oh, is that how it works? Is it a penny more?
Michelle says, not shimmy. I love you, Alan, but save that for the missus.
Yeah.
Robert White says, shimmy again and again. I finally figured out who he reminds me of these shimmies. The gopher from Caddyshack.
Hey, yeah. I'm not even offended.
Mike Murphy says, wasn't that how Elvis started?
The shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Philip Earl says, hello.
Hello, Philip Earl.
Pinata ink is cool. Rob O'Brien says, no! Thank you for the ink link, Scott Colehart. John C. says, do you ever use FW inks?
I used to, but they got hard to get. They're not great at supplying their own product to people, so they get a little hard to get sometimes, and that is why I experimented. I tried golden acrylic high flow, and I tried these guys, and I just like the Jacquard Pinata alcohol-based inks a little better.
Tanya asks, is the mask paint for permanent use?
Mask paint is permanent, yes.
The Harry B says, it's getting hard to get 99% alcohol in Scotland. It's locked down. I've taken to using methylated spirits, aka denatured alcohol. It stinks until it's dry, but it gets the job done.
Yes, I actually ended up using, for a while there, Everclear. I used Everclear to thin my inks because it works. It's a high enough. Yeah, I know what I meant.
Brandon D says, phew, I really thought for a second you held up the Pinata paint to sip.
No, this does smell good. I don't mind the smell of this at all.
Thor says, you don't want to see that. Ezekiel says, if you take the money, then you're a stripper. Shimmy away. Robert White says, you're the best, Alan.
Thanks.
Ross Richard says, whenever I'm Alright comes on, I have to do the gopher dance. Philip Earl says, I hate it when they play hard to get.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Virginia the Great says, hi.
Hi!
Jeffrey Freeman says, those are awesome horns. I'm going to have to go back and watch the making of those.
Yeah, you should.
Scuba Steve asked, did Alan catch any dinosaurs?
I did catch a dinosaur. Mostly I caught bass. And I caught some perch, and I caught a gar. I had a good fight with a 5-foot gar. We fought for a couple minutes, but he spit my hook out. So I am mad at him.
Jordan asks, are you familiar with Glenn Hetrick?
Yeah. Yep.
Tony Martinez says, I use Brechtobian for body painting. Is there an airbrush paint you prefer for body painting?
Yes, I use European body art and Dura. That's what I like.
Eugene the Great says, how y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good. Houdini.
Hugo says, hello!
Hello!
Warren asks, was that a gar that you were poking with your fishing rod?
Yes, it was. That was a gar.
Philip Earl says, have you ever bow hunted for gar?
No, I don't want to kill them. I want to catch them, speak to them strongly about their poor choices, and then let them go.
Linda Forbes says, hey everyone.
Hello.
I think, tell me if you think I'm wrong. I think this filter needs to go.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Both of them are really gray
Yeah.
and could be changed out.
All right. Yes, Les.
It's really hard to tell if you painted something that is shiny black because it reflects every color and then it looks like you didn't paint it. And then you paint it and it still looks the same because it's shiny black.
Philip Earl says, oh, that's sweet. I like catch and release.
Yeah, I don't want to murder things.
Not all the time. Ronnie Pope asks, have you eaten at Rodeo Goat?
Yes, I have. I enjoy rodeo goat. Well, I think it's my shirt because the reflection of this shirt off that black makes it look like the original color of the horns.
That's funny.
Okay. Look at them black, black horns. Look at them black, black horns.
Ezekiel says, but dragging them by the mouth with a hook is okay. You don't want to kill them.
Yeah,
Misty says he only wants to punch them.
yeah, they don't mind it. They're like, hey, that's great.
Philip Earl says inside you can make a cooler trophy in the shop.
I have caught a bass, pulled the hook out of his mouth, threw him in the water, watched him over there, just watched him hang out, throw the same lure in again, reel it in towards me, and he goes and eats it. I caught the same bass 3 times. And I left the area because that bass was too dumb for his own good. He was learning
says
nothing.
hi.
Hi, Masada, okay?
Rodney Pope says they have awesome burgers at Radio Goat.
They do. Very flavorful.
No.
Behold, the black goat of blackness.
Philip Earl says, wahahahahaha. Friends might have to roll the chair underneath to get a peek. Underside to the right, lower horn might need to be hit.
Underside, to the right, lower horn. Yes, I'd say both of them need a good hit. I need more ink. Chad, you got your head cast done today.
Yeah,
Isn't that exciting?
it really was. That's a good time.
And we're going to pull it out later tonight and look at it and see how it does.
If I don't mess it up.
If you don't mess it up. This is your thick bash, picking this.
Lisa Arndt seconded the bottom right horn as you face the mask.
Don't
This
make a knife.
spot. Philip Earl said, excellent catch in the bottom of the horns. Misty says, my dad and I were fishing opposite sides of the boat, but ended up catching the same perch at the same time.
That is a greedy perch. And that would make it very hard to get your stuff out.
Brandon D says, body parts casting class, maybe?
Now see, when you say body parts, I get nervous to say yes.
Well, he said body and then parts in parentheses with an asterisk and a question mark.
Well, it depends on your parts, I guess.
Glad they were watching the underside of your horns.
Yeah. I don't mind having lots of eyes on a project.
It is nice.
I feel comfortable in saying, no, you're wrong, I did that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel comfortable saying, hey, thanks for your help.
There is a 2 If there isn't a new drunk, hopefully I'm better.
Stacy has something important to tell you.
Terribly important. Rodney Cope says he'll be back in a bit. Today I actually did get to go to Biddy as well. It was my first time there. I had sent my husband there to wrangle supplies for me because it's good to have minions. But this was my first time there myself. And the problem with Biddy Multiply is the same problem I have with Home Depot, which is to say, I want all the things. They had, the thing in particular that I was really interested in is they had metal paint, like paint that will turn the surface that you were working into basically into like a metal filigree. And they had spray on patinas in all different colors, which spray on patinas. I really like the idea of doing like a thin laser cut, something on the foam, so it's super lightweight, and then coating it in like legit metal, and then dropping a patina on it. Ugh, lust. Brandon says the whole body might be a whole day just for one person. No kidding. Maybe just arms, legs, head, etc. Maybe until you're the boss. We need a stinker pull, Stacey. Yes, we do need a stinker pull. I don't even think he's been poured up yet. But also, no one has ordered a stinker. So somebody buy a stinker and we'll pour one out. Right now, we're running out of heads to put things on because we've got a bunch of stuff poured up that nobody's bought yet. Hello, Michael Lester. Glad to have you back here. Let's turn his notifications off because I heard that go off. Let's turn your notifications off. Let's see if we can turn your notifications off. All right. Maybe. Hopefully that's good. Masato, you're taking requests. That's exciting. So let's go look at the inside of Chad's setup here before we pull it. So this is our exterior shot there, and you can see a little bit. How many batches of plaster did we put in here?
This is 4.
4 batches. So we've got our multiple different colors of silicone. You can see when we're layering in. There's some yellow over there. Ooh, it's still hot. That's nice. So here in a little bit, when that's totally set, that last batch, we're gonna pop them out of there. How long do you think the whole thing took?
I think Alan said the whole thing was like an hour and 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't bad.
And just that first part really did not take as long as it's pretty warm.
Yeah.
So it kicked pretty quick.
Set up really quick.
Yeah. So you got one more batch in. Where's this one going?
I've got to thicken up under the chin.
Yeah.
And then I got to build up my ridge even more. So
Okay.
I got to make this really thick.
Cool.
Thick batch.
1980 says she killed the live. Is it still going? Are we still live? Did I break everything? It's possible I broke everything. 3rd degree of terror says you guys sent me photos. Doing Chad's life cast. Yes, we did. We got some photos. Let's go back and look at the goat. Sure, we're good. Okay, good. Made me nervous there, y'all. Breaking things all over the place. Was there any video? I don't think we took any video. We did get a bunch of pictures. But it was kind of an all hands on deck kind of thing because we wanted to make sure we were, not accidentally murdering him.
Right. Yeah.
There's only 2 little holes in which there was air going through. Wanted to make sure those remained open.
Story timing?
Yes. I turned off your notifications. I muted your notifications.
Thank you.
Hopefully that works correctly.
All right.
Did you guys get your requests in for Masato? He's apparently taking requests for
We don't know what's happening yet tonight.
My listener says the goat is looking awesome.
He is looking good.
Tony Martinez says I was at the Pan Town this weekend. We had a jubilee, and which is when hundreds of fish wash up on the shore, and you just bucket them. So I cheated a little.
Wow, okay. So,
Brandon D says, "You demand always enjoy your art." Oh, Dan, of course, just got the mask today. Thanks, Alan.
oh, awesome. Put your fist up, that one. Feel the weight of this. Okay.
Oh, wow. It's really light.
Yeah, it weighs way less than you would think it weighs.
Yeah. It just feels like an old mask. Weight
Yep.
wise.
Yep.
Well, let's do Bishop.
At all.
That's the host.
Weighs nothing.
Here, you should hold the mask. See how heavy it is.
My dainty lady hands.
Because
Oh, yeah.
I also need to set this up.
So, why here?
See how,
Can I
because, yeah, you can guess. Here's the question that she asked.
My deep and
Why off the side instead of straight at the center?
Because I thought the same thing the other night.
Uh-huh.
When I got here, because of the vertebrae,
Yeah.
so that you can still see the detail.
Well,
of the
also
vertebrae.
the way the latex sits here, if you cut it there, it'll flap out.
Okay.
But it won't flap out if you just go off to the side.
I see.
And I don't want it to flap out and open. No one wants a visible goat flap.
Yeah,
Nope.
it grossly offended my desire for symmetry. I was like, why? It's so off to the side. It burns my eyes.
bother you.
So Bishop says hello. Christina Smith says, glad to see you put Chad to work.
Yeah, he's working.
Brandon D says, put it on a doggo. Robert Wade says, here comes the truth. John Royce says, I'm about to ask the same thing. I could tell it was on purpose. I just didn't know what purpose. Steve says, Masato, Alan and boots and put dwarf pants.
But that hasn't happened tonight. Now you're just making stuff up.
Hugo says, hi, Boris.
I think you have to cap the moment.
Third degree chair says, the scene will be covered by her anyways, right?
Yes.
Dan McCorson says, can you email me a quote for the 9-finger necklace?
Yes. Actually, I have, we made finger molds the other day.
We did.
We made finger molds
I
for
forgot
your
about those.
9-finger necklace. So let me just get it done, and then we'll figure it out.
Brandon D says, a nice big mane.
So I'm very excited also to turn this sculpture into a minotaur. That is probably, possibly happening soon.
Probably, possibly, definitely. Paul Bennett is here. Says,
Hello, Paul Bennett.
he will not be able to hear you say
Oh, yeah. Hello, Paul Bennett.
Brandon D says, if you act now, we'll include a 10th finger at no additional cost.
No, just 9 fingers. So when we had a pirate haunt at a dark alley, not dark alley, streams, and we needed names for folks. And one of the actors had lost a toe, so the pirate's name was Nine-Toed Pete.
9-toed Pete.
Nine-Toed Pete.
Nice.
Yeah, and like he became like almost an icon because the other actors would yell, "Look out for Nine-Toed Pete!" Yeah, it was interesting.
Nice baby says, this little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. Oh, wrong.
You're gonna be his 10th toe.
Right now, the board for my pirate gown is titled Betty Boom.
Betty Boom. Nice.
Rob O'Brien says, I would want a toe necklace to be his nemesis.
A toe necklace. That's a good ZZ Top song.
Listen, if she wants a toe necklace, you have bigger problems.
Stacy.
What? That's what that ZZ Top song is about.
About buying your wife jewelry.
It is not about buying your wife jewelry.
He says it over and over again.
I
Hello.
know. ZZ Top is scandalous. What can I say? Justin Filer says, what's the finger necklace look like? I wouldn't mind one.
Well, it's like a necklace,
9 fingers.
but it's got fingers on it. So almost like a bandolier, but it goes around your neck, and it's fingers.
Oh, 1980.
This is not, by the way, how you open a can like this.
1980 says, oh no, you rolled all the way to there. 1980 says, ever wear an ear on your finger? I call it an earring. John C. says a piggin mask with a little piggy toe necklace.
Oh, little. Yeah.
Well, you cannot fit through there. She's like, you don't know that, right?
But she knows physics.
No, enough to know that you won't fit through that.
Not so much the math, but definitely the physics.
Yeah. Justin Filer said exactly what I was thinking, John. See, I have the piggy mask.
There's a lot of piggins out there in the world.
I was saying, I feel like you made a few of those.
Piggin was a popular boy. So right now you're watching me paint clear glue on a black mask. And I'm having just as great of a time figuring out what else I'm doing as you guys are.
It's about to be clock o'clock.
Went down a weird rabbit hole last night.
What's your weird rabbit hole?
Uh,
Like literally or metaphorically?
This time metaphorically, where so sound exists in wave form, all right, but you can't hear it until it bounces off of something, and then the origin of the sound to you is from wherever it bounced off of.
Yeah.
So, you know how they have those speakers where you can only hear them if you stand directly under them?
Yeah.
Well, that's available in a paddle form, almost a little bigger than a ping pong paddle, and it's directional sound that you can shoot about 200 feet away. So I was designing a haunt of whispers where an elevated performer could speak with, control, and guide guests through a show with whispers and bouncing them off of different things.
That would be cool. Jordan says, I'm working on a costume as we speak. It will be my take on the boogeyman.
That's awesome, Jordan.
Finn Godwolf says, one of Alan's best quotes, I think I ate Loctite. It was in his Oprah.
It was, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I did, yes, that's true.
Liquid nails.
I ate some liquid nails. What do you do?
Misty Jazerski says, ever thought about a werewolf mask with light up eyes?
That is on my short list of things to sculpt, but it's not on the short enough list to be on the list of things to sculpt. So yes, I have. But part of me also wants to completely redo how I do light up eye masks.
Oh yeah?
So if I did that, then I would want to just do the werewolf in the new batch.
Jordan says, I took heavy inspiration from Oogie Boogie.
Great. Yeah, you're, boy, that name is hard for me to remember, Jordan. Ipswich, Mumbotron. That's not it, but I know what I mean.
Finn Godwolf says, oh yeah, liquid nails. Not like that.
But still, yeah. So, my experiment that we did to make EVA foam clay was a minor success. It's not 100% successful. So
It's so serious.
I'm going to tweak ipso cirrus, that's it, which sounds like a cloud.
Yes.
I will tweak the formula and I will try again. I will live to foam clay another day. This one I definitely am going to do some of the longer black fur, just to look nice. It'll have a nice like goat mane on it.
Paul Bennett asks, the goat mask, back of it, is it damaged?
No, no, it is not damaged. This is the slit to get the mask on.
It's Paul. We have to-
That is a slit to get the mask on. That is the latex, and the hair will cover that.
Oh, I pronounced it wrong. It's Ipsocyrus.
What's that, my Ipsocyrus?
It says AKA Mr. Cyrus. Mr. Cyrus.
Hold me closer, Mr. Cyrus. How's it going over there?
Good, I got that.
Is your plaster hard? It's still warm?
Yeah. The one I just put on there. But I missed a spot here. It doesn't look very pretty.
What I normally do when I'm doing those is I do it so much in there, I don't worry about it being perfectly level. And then I set it on blocks of clay on a table, Vaseline the table, and then I add plaster to the bottom to even it out.
Oh, okay.
So you can also do that.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's hard to pour them up nice and level in there.
Yeah, because it's really out of whack.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still learning. Yep. 'Cause I've got it really high here and it's low here. And then this spot's low.
Yep, just use clay under it, and then you can plaster around it.
Okay.
Paul Bennett says, just saying, if that was my mask, I would use a small part of a sock mask and glue it to prevent stretch out more to the top. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. But, I get you.
Christina says, I'm sure Chad will tell me when he comes home, but is the fur draping two pieces sewn together?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's two pieces, front and back. And I actually made the pattern on a live video. So you should be able to see that on a live video.
That's actually my wife.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. She and I had a heck of a time trying to get the pattern for the wolf man that I sculpted. Took a
Patterning
while.
is not for sissies.
That's
Man,
true.
that was tough. She
Yeah.
finally got it figured out. It took a couple of days and a phone call or two to her mom. So, you know, how patterns and sewing and all that works.
Rob O'Brien says, recorded live in front of the studio audience. Tonight's episode. Shop working out. Masato says those horns are so cool.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you, Michael Lasseter.
And remember that this pattern was made for a goat that did not have four horns.
Thanks, Andy says, watched a video on tested about the sideshow. Baby Yoda, the up-close shots made me feel better about my sculpt. Things I did not have reference for matched up pretty good.
Hey, that's great. Always good when that happens, isn't it?
Andy Ferguson says it's one nice Lone Star.
Orange star.
catching up here. Who's the lucky owner of the goat mask?
That's Brandon D.
Newman Brown says, I've watched a lot of tutorials on horns. They are so hard to make authentic looking. Those horns are fantastic.
Hey, thanks.
Rocky Moon says, I'm jealous.
Well, right now he's pretty Satan-y. And I don't think any of the plans I have for him are going to make him less Satan.
Just gonna keep doubling down on Satan.
Right. Which is, you know, not something I can always recommend. But you do you.
Michael Astor says, I've got a week's worth of videos to go back and watch. I missed a lot.
Yes. Hey, thanks.
I'm helping. Ezekiel says, out of anyone I know, he would be one of the least satiny, Sat-Andy. He's capitalized it, interestingly.
Well, that's the hope.
Horror Beauty says, what Paul meant to say is use the sock for reinforcement to prevent rips and tearing apart.
I've got, it's not torn. That was cut on purpose. And I cut a keyhole in the top to prevent it from running, so it won't run.
Newman Brown says, I work from home for hours. I never miss one.
That's awesome. Thank you, Newman.
Ezekiel says, it's my fat thumbs. Sorry, Satan-y. Jordan asks, do you know of the bunyip from Australia? It's a cryptid that inspired the creation of a subversion animatronic in a theme park.
I do. I do know of the bunyip. I know of the bunyip. I know of the yowie. I also know of their giant lizard that I forget its name, but they have a 20-foot, pretty much iguana monster.
1980 says, seeing a lot of videos out of Texas with Krampus-themed costumes.
Texas kind of embraced the Krampus.
There is also the Ascordian under here,
Oh,
which
okay.
if you're Easter or you're back, we're giving you any grief after being parked on that all day. This one's nice.
Oh, okay.
There is also the butt cushion under there.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Oh, Horror Beauty, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. The Moljuanki? I don't know. I got nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Whatever that is. Finn Gogglewolf says, hey Alan, will you be painting the fur on this mask?
Not especially so. There may be some paint that happens on it, but he is a black furred beast.
Brandon B says, Jagras. At least they call it that in Monster Hunter. Newman Brown says, do you still have plans to make a new graveyard statue video?
Yep, I do.
Jordan says, do you know about the bunyip animatronic?
Yes.
Horror Beauty says, it's a water creature in Australian Aboriginal mythology. It definitely reads like that, yeah.
Like what?
Like that water creature in Australian Aboriginal mythology.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great Dreamtime creatures
Yeah.
that are just wonderful.
Ezekiel says, scares the kids away from the river. Which is, I imagine, its primary purpose.
Yeah. That's in case they ignore all the warnings about saltwater frickin' crocodiles. Which will eat your face.
Eventually. 1980 asks, which would win in a fight, a mermonkey or a jackalope?
Oh. A mermonkey or a jackalope? I would say, well, do they fight on water or do they fight on land? A lot of times, advantage
Yeah.
is pretty big, especially for like mermonkeys.
Jordan Ezel says, like a boogeyman.
So that classification of monsters, there's two types. There's ones called nursery bogies, and there's ones called nature bogies. And a nursery bogie is something like Suck a Blood. And if you haven't seen the Suck a Blood short film on YouTube, you should go watch it. It's very well done, well produced. But Suck a Blood, if you suck on your thumb, Suck a Blood will come and bite your thumbs off. Yeah. So, because you're telling him they're delicious. But anyway, so that's a nursery bogey, and it is a monster created in order to get children to behave a certain way.
Ezekiel says the Moldrewunk, I'm probably butchering that, is from where Dad was born. No salt water's down there, but the water is a demon of its own. 1980 says Ari, Mermonkey, and Jackalope, they fight through space.
Oh, then both of them would become oxygen deprived.
Hugo says, my fluency in English has improved a lot in these 5 months. Alan speaks clearly, slowly, classic American English, but creating monsters is really the best learning experience.
Hooray! I'm so glad to hear that. Because I feel in these 5 months I have learned 0 Portuguese. I can say tudo bem and then tudo bem, but that's all I got. So there you go.
Joanne Crowley says, hello.
Hello!
Hugo says, 3 laughing emojis. Finn Godwolf says, how do the liquid nails work out on the horns? Are they rigid?
Well, they're not rigid, but they have a hard coating on them. The liquid nails has flex, which is what we wanted.
Steve Bishop says, I just got 2 volumes of scary folklore stories from Amazon.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds great. Wish I had 2 volumes of folklore story. Yeah, so the piecing of the fur on is fun. Like, to me, this is, like, we're in the home stretch, and this just feels good.
Stacy Birch asked, how did your foam clay turn out?
Oh, it turned out okay. It's I mentioned it earlier, it's a mild success. I wouldn't call it a crazy success. It is a mild success. So this is it. Stacy pulled this piece off.
I did.
And you stuck it back down.
I stuck it back down.
Yeah. So it's not quite dry underneath, but that was pretty thick. It has some sponginess and some give. It is firm on the outside. It'll take a little while to dry. That's understandable. In general, I'm happy with it. Once it's all the way dry, I'm gonna water test it and see how it holds up to liquid. But I still want to tweak the recipe because I think I need to use Cavasil instead of polyfiber. And I meant to pick up my Cavasil that I have at dark hour, but I forgot.
Ezekiel says Ed Gannon has some good stories too. I recommend them.
Oh yeah, Ed Gannon sells CDs of old horror stories and ghost stories and stuff, and he sells them on Something Wicked Productions.
Big Monkey Fez asked, is liquid nails better to use on EVA foam than Plastidip?
Well, they do different things. So Plastidip is really flexible, and that is a thin primer for painting. And I actually don't use that for a painting primer. I use contact cement and xylene mixed together. Pretty much 1/6 contact cement, 1 part contact cement to 6 parts of xylene. That's what I use for a painting primer. And the liquid nails is a hard coat, a coating, a strengthener for EVA foam. So is one better than the other? It depends on what you're doing,
Joanne Crowley says maybe it would dry faster if it wasn't on the plastic matting. It was on EVA foam, not plastic.
Oh yeah, I put it on EVA foam. It's on a piece of EVA, and I wanted to make sure it would bond to EVA.
Noon 20 plays says, hi, how are y'all?
We're good, homie. How are you?
Mike Murphy says, will that clay flex or crack?
I'm waiting for it to get all the way dry, and then I'll know for sure. Right now, I feel like it would crack.
Skin Bones says, Dan just got here. Better late than never.
Yeah. All you missed was hair happening on a goat.
Jordan says, Cyrus will be a patchwork creature. From the waist down, he'll look like a sack. From the waist up, he'll look vaguely like a scarecrow.
Stacy, you should tell them about your closet monster that you made,
Oh,
which I thought looked so cool at Dark Out.
yeah. So I made a closet monster that basically looked like, I guess the idea was if you saw moonlight coming in and hitting the stack of clothes in the corner of your room or the edge of your closet, that it might look like a monster. So the mask of it was an EVA foam helmet with a child's hoodie unzipped and kind of draped over it. So the mouth was made by the unzipped zipper, so it kind of had like teeth, and I molded it up so it looked like eyes, and so it also kind of had a Oogie Woogie vibe a little bit in the face anyways. And then it had a closet bar that ran across the shoulders of it with an EVA foam hanger sticking out with like clothing hanging off of it, and then one side of it was all clothing draped around it. It looked like a pile of clothing down to about the knees, and the knees had EVA foam wrapped in fabric across the front and down the front of the legs to look like stool legs. Like,
Oh, wow.
so when it was standing there, it looked like a stool with clothes piled on it and the edge of a closet hanger. And then one shoulder of it was all ties. So it wrapped around into like a tie tentacle thing, and the other arm had like clothes draped on it and like a kid's glove on it. It looked pretty cool when it was for our nightmare show. So if you're thinking about things that scare you, the other monster that I didn't have time to make for that particular show was an under the bed monster. Similar concept. They have like baggy like palazzo pants made out of a children's bed sheet. And have a skeleton roughed out over the bodysuit in children's toys. So like Barbie leg, arm bones, and I wanted it to have a raised like teeth jutting up of like broken snap-off pieces of Legos, and
Oh, that's cool.
it was fun. Moon 20 says it looks good. Robert Bryan saw it in the window and it just had to happen. Misty says, when painting backer rod, do you need to put a skin on it first to hold the paint?
It depends on what you're painting it with. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes I just prime it with Super 77 spray adhesive, and that primer does a good job on it.
I'll have to see. I got some good pictures of that monster, and I think I have a scan somewhere of the original costume design sheet. We have a section on our Facebook group for our Dark Hour crew that has costume creation, character creation forms on it, basically, and you can fill them out and draw on them and submit them for a group. That was the first costume design I ever brought to Alan. I was very nervous, and
Because you thought I was going to say, "Wah!"
yeah. Well, I was proud of it. I was pleased with it, and I wanted it to be acceptable. I wanted it to be good. And fortunately, I have a very rational husband who said, the worst thing he's going to do is say, it could be better, let me show you how. And so as it turns out, he liked it, and he said, go make it.
Yeah, make that thing.
So I did. Gray says the costume design was beautiful. Thank you, Gray.
I said, go make stuff.
Yeah, he said, go make stuff, and I went and made stuff. Hello, Paul Rhodes. Also, thank you for watching Gray. She's at her mom's house tonight, so she's not even home when she's watching.
Hi, Gray. Okay.
Finn Godwolf says the closet monster sounds creepy, Stacey.
What?
Can I get a drink?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bridget's there. Enigma is back. Welcome back, Enigma.
Hello, Enigma, again.
I'll see if I can find the pictures and I'll put it on the group page. We ended up putting a little person in it, which kind of defeated the whole closet rod portion of it, but it worked.
Because she was shorter than a closet rod.
She was shorter though, like quite a bit.
She was well under where the closet rod ought to be.
Horror Beauty says, sounds great, Stacy, please pictures next time.
What the heck, Stacy?
I'm working on it. Like Murphy says, I've got an under the bed monster that's afraid of the closet. Thank you, Scott Coleheart. Open our shop.
Thanks, Scott. Okay, our goat mostly has hair on him. I am adding in all the pieces that need to go around the ears and such. And the pieces that we cut for the ears are just too big. They are El Messio.
Michael Astor says, you know, Stacy, we have this neat group on Facebook where you can show off the things you've made. Really? How fun. I should join that group.
That group that you started?
That group that I started. Paul Rhodes says, I've been away for a while. How does things in Texas as with businesses opening up? Ooh.
We're all going to die. No, it's fine. COVID's up. We're spiking. It happens. Hospitals are not overwhelmed. Yay. So we got that going for us. There you go. That's your positive upbeats right there. No, it's as to be expected. Texas loves its freedom a little bit more than most, so we're not all wearing masks. It happens. But at least there is now a law that you're supposed to wear masks. I don't want to have a mask debate on the channel.
Yeah, so let's not.
Yeah.
Ezekiel says, I bought over 10 meters of fur from our local fur supply yesterday. The lady asked what I was making. When I told her werewolf, she let out quite a loud werewolf noise. Some people are awesome.
Nice.
Lost Zodiac Production says, we're being idiots. That's true pretty much all of the time. Next
Well,
says, my sister tried to take my inheritance, but she didn't have the willpower.
That's like not even on target. Like you're just working them in now. We weren't talking about sisters.
Finn Godwolf says, hey Alan, Bigfoot saw me, but nobody believes them.
Yeah.
Paul Rhodes says, kind of rough where we are in Central California. Our county has some of the highest numbers of cases, unfortunately.
To that, Texas says, hold my beer.
Scuba Steve says, will Dark Hour be open for Texas Haunted Convention?
There's a backstage tour on Friday. Dark Hour is not open, but there is a backstage tour on Friday that you can buy tickets through on their website.
Thank you, Horror Beauty, for helping with Paul.
So he looks really good just in all black. This is where some people would be tempted. Now this is a commission, so it's out of the question. But to say, oh, I think I'll just leave them all black. I always say, carry out with your idea. Go take it all the way. If it looks good now, all you're going to do is make it look better.
Ezekiel says, I really feel for you guys. We were basically out of it for the moment. We closed the borders south because they're in trouble. Up here, we're getting back to normal.
Hooray.
Mike Murphy says, I still think 1980 is pretty funny.
Yeah. He has his moments. Who else has their moments, Stacy?
Who?
Mumra, the ever living.
Horror Beauty says, all black goat looks good. Thank you, Scott Coleheart, for picking our dark hour lane. 1980 says, don't encourage 1980.
Exactly. Thanks for picking up my slack, sir.
Ezekiel says, takes all types.
Fur is wonderful. Man, I love working with fur.
Oh no.
That didn't sound expensive.
Paul Rhodes says, I think all black looks great as well. James Minnick says it looks like a good mask album.
Hey, thanks.
Brandon D says, are you opposed to the goatee? I'd appreciate your opinion.
No. Let me look at the reference images and let's see where we're at on it. Oh, yeah, it has a goatee, so it's going to have a goatee. And I see I have long hair to do, almost like a mustache. And I'm going to shave in or cut in a little bit and add some hair weave hair into the back for some length.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just come all the way down around here with it. So let it come out this way. All right, so we get that set up. That is my next step. What you think, sir? Are you just resting?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Paul Rhodes says, everything you do looks amazing.
Minor change of gears.
Warren says, Bach in black. Nancy says, okay, that was the last Laffy Taffy joke for the night. Jerry Collins says, that looks really good. Ezekiel says, I'm currently working on a piece of music with Egyptian flavors. What a right angle learning curve. Could see myself using it for a mummy flavored haunt at some stage.
Nice. Wow, that's awesome. This is Chad's headcast. And we're going to see if I screwed it up. You're like, can I help?
Brandon D says, is today not the 50th anniversary of Back in Black?
I don't know.
Thank you, Scott Coleheart, for bumping the haunted headdresses. Moon 20 Place is doing great. 101 viewers. Hello, 101 viewers.
Woo! Do you have to change your name every time you get more viewers?
Okay, guys. Closet Monsters in the Creepers group. Gone away. Ezekiel says it's the 40th anniversary.
Yeah, the 15th anniversary would be,
50th.
yeah, like in the 80s, I think.
Brandon D says close enough. All right. Split that head. Thank God will mass we be flocking this goat as well.
Yeah, this goat will get some flocking on the face.
Dun, 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 dun.
Stay there.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Thanks, Andy. He says last
I have good news and bad news.
Unfortunately, the bad news is it looks just like me.
Both of them looks just like you. Now step over here, take a peek.
Thanks, Andy. He
Oh,
says what an
wow.
album Back in Black is.
We had that comb over.
So now, yeah, you got a little bit of the Hitler hair going on.
This isn't helping that by any means whatsoever.
Yeah, so now you are in the stage of cleaning up
Okay.
your head cast.
Oh God, it does look
Where you just,
super
you know,
It's really bad.
break it and file it. Oh, it's got some of your chest hair in here.
Yeah, that's what ripped out.
Yeah, yeah, good times. So,
Would you like an abrasive?
yeah.
What kind of sanding would be?
I'm going to hand him a pair of needle nose pliers. So you want to hold it up to the camera so they can see it?
Sure.
You normally have to clean up around the nose a bit, but all the info is there. I can see the nostril ending clearly, so that's good.
Oh, there's some eyebrows in there too.
Yeah.
A little
Loose eyebrows come right out. But did you feel those leave?
Oh yeah, I did.
Good, good. That means it's working.
Yeah.
Brandon says, ooh, Enigma says, how much would you personally charge for an edited style live cast?
Yeah. Oh, you mean like we just did Chad? How much did I charge you?
Materials and $100.
Yeah, so $100 plus the materials. And to get a silicone light cast, because he's going to take that home with him, and he can pour up his own head in foam. He could pour it up in, he could pour it up in foam. He has some eyelashes in there too.
Yeah, there's eyelashes.
Loose ones
Yeah.
come out. They just do.
Your
That's
wife
hilarious.
says, wow, now there's two of them.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
he has a silicone mold. He can make more.
I'm just gonna make them and leave them around the house just to mess with the family.
Michael Lassiter says, that looks great, Stacey. Thank you, Michael. Lieutenant Bration says, hello, Alan, Stacey, and Creepers.
Hello.
Stacey says, Alfred Hitchcock.
Well, they're white like that. I'm fair, Enigma.
Brandon D says, doggo covered in cast droppings. They had the look of betrayal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That looks great.
You're just going to get rid of that little bit of hairness.
Just get it just
But you're not as distorted as if we had a bold cap on you.
right.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Enigma says, that's a very good price. I wish we lived closer.
I tried to be fair. And materials, what were you at? Like 140 or so?
Yeah, it was around 150.
I think you were at like 120 on that, and then when you count plaster bandages and that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
Your wife says your daughters say you're not allowed to shave your facial hair off ever again.
Yeah, I know. Normally I have a goatee, so I
Nice.
don't have this baby look all the time.
Or Reedy says that face. Love it.
That's what my mother gave me.
Mike Murphy says, why is the silicone many colors?
If it was all the same color, I wouldn't know what I did with the last layer. So you add a different color to each layer so that you know where it went and where the next one needs to go.
Ezekiel says, I hope to find someone that can do that for me one day. I might have to do Monster Camp and twist around to be one for me.
We could work that out.
Or Reedy says, that is very reasonable.
It was about an hour and a half of work. That's how long I take to do a head cast.
Thanks,
Now-
Reedy says, you could make a live cast bowl and reenact Campbell. Where you eat
Yes,
fries for him.
I could, yes.
Joanne Crowley says, hello, Chad. Nice likeness.
Hello, thank you.
That's because it's him.
Yeah.
Bruce says, I so wish I would have done mine after Halloween last year. Because that's the last time Bruce shaved.
There was a point where I'm like, this is probably the fattest I'll ever be. I should get a head cast right now. And then everything is going to fit. The sad part is I was wrong, and that wasn't the fattest I was ever going to be.
Finn Godwell says, cool headdresses, Stacey. Thanks, Finn.
Yeah, she does her headdress thing.
Horror Beauty says, that's what I'm talking about. No one does live casts here.
Horror Beauty, you're in Michigan, aren't you?
Realms says, did my comments win because my phone died? I tried, sorry. I guess I haven't seen a post from you yet tonight, Realms. So.
Realms, you're a winner. Yes, you're one. I don't know what you mean, but I do. I think you're a winner.
You're a winner.
You're a driver. You're a winner. Things are going to change.
I can feel it.
I can feel it.
Horror Beauty says, what is the scraping sound?
Oh, he is rasping his hair off, which is way worse than it really is.
Soy.
Don't lose us, baby.
So
Why
why
don't you kill me?
Oh, Realms. Nope. You did not send previously, so. Rob O'Brien says, ouch. It was probably at our singing.
Yeah.
Horror Beauty says, I'm in Michigan, northern Michigan, Alan.
Well, if you make it to Texas, we will cast your face.
That's right.
The people who do that, I mean, you can make a decent living as a caster if that's something that you want to get good at.
Finn says, rasping Adolf.
Yeah. Oh, it's somewhere with a dumpster.
Steve Bishop says, that would definitely make a great Minotaur mask.
Yeah, I have Minotaur plans.
Joanne says, I know I came on late tonight, but I did like your water video.
Thanks. Thanks, I appreciate that. Well, can I see the goat? Okay, I'm done seeing the goat.
Horror Beauty says, sweet, I will take you up on that. Yeah, I can do live cast for others, not myself.
Yeah, exactly. It's very hard to get one done for yourself.
Oh, cool. Realm says, oh, okay. I said, I got the mask and it was amazing and I love it. And I love the other things in the box.
Oh, great, awesome.
Brandon B says, Minotaur mask and Zardoz phone. What a costume. Making your chainsaw chaser. Oh,
My secret
Zardoz. Oh, man. I'm in.
I don't know who that is.
That's the Sean Connery, like, in the...
From Barbarella?
It's not from Barbarella. I will show you the picture.
What's it from?
Cindy, sorry I missed it. I might have been doing something pointless.
Remember back when Stacy was good at reading comments, when she paid attention to all of your needs? Now it's all about her and her.
It's all about me. It's all about me. Doesn't matter where I listen on IMDb. It's last, but in the meantime, I think you will agree. Finally, it's all about me.
That's not from Barbarella?
It's from Zardoz. It was a whole movie.
Really?
Yeah, its own thing.
Glad I didn't see that one.
This is an Irish sci-fi fantasy film.
Maybe it's the same costume that Barbarella wore at
Yeah,
one
it's
point.
the exact same one. Steve Bishop, just Google Zardoz. You can't miss it, right?
I don't imagine a lot shows up.
It's just Sean Connery with the weird ponytail in that orange. Oh. Scrappy UK. Hi folks, how's it going? Hope you're doing okay.
Hello, Graphy UK.
Realm says, I'm scared to paint it. I wish you could be in Texas to see if you could be teaching me how to do mask stuff.
Don't be scared, Realms. I am in Texas teaching you how to do mask stuff. And you're learning how to do mask stuff. Don't be scared.
Joanne says, I see you teasing combing the hair on the goat. Is he going to have a mohawk?
I am pulling that hair up so I can glue in longer hair. And then I will fold back down that hair over the line. So he has some longer hair in there.
Yes. Yes. The third degree of terror says Sean Connery in a red loincloth. What is seen cannot be unseen. Ezekiel says not far off of Borat Mankini in red. True.
Yeah, that's a very fair
That's what
statement.
Brandon D says. I had a brain fart, but Sean Connery actually did have a Minotaur mask on at one point.
In that movie?
He says time bends.
Okay.
Ryan says gotcha. Hell, like you're so stinky. Finn Godwolf says, Alan, are you still planning on making a snapping turtle mask?
One day. Like, it's not happening like right off the bat, but one day it will.
Realm says, in person, the mask could be a demon that I would not mess with. That I wouldn't want to mess with. It's so very, very good. Your voice to text has failed you, friend. 1980 says the mask he wears is weird as well. I assume it's Zardoz. Brandon D says by Terry Gilliam, like the Jabberwocky. Versatile, gotcha.
I had to turn up my hot glue gun to ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous. Moon 20 says, I love it so far.
My brain is failing me, but I want to sing to the tune of I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. But I want to sing I'm going to rasp that Hitler right off my head bust, which you are. That's going pretty quick, isn't it?
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, that is a sure form rasp. A sure form rasp.
That's the absolute bejesus out of your lives.
They have them at Home Depot.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Chad, your oldest, says, hi, Dad.
Who?
Your oldest.
Oh, hi Kylie.
Yeah.
Love you girls.
Dad's on the TV.
Yeah, I'm YouTube famous. For 5 seconds.
I can turn it back for 5 more.
No, that's all right.
For a slight fee of $11.99.
Yeah.
Ezekiel says Zardoz, not many Brazilians in those days.
Yeah.
Not many Brazilians in those days.
That was a Harry Sean Connery joke.
It was a pursuit fella. Jerry Collins says, I'm buffing. Are you guys? No. Might just be you. Barely.
One of those lines are deep.
Which ones?
Just a couple
From
of them
my
there.
hair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the deep parts tell you how far down you need to go.
Right.
What you guys can't see is I just hot glued this in my hand. But hopefully not to my hand.
Fingers crossed.
And that just goes in. And then when this comes down over it, it just looks like he's got some long hair.
Realm says, when I get back from tryouts tomorrow, I'm going to binge watch all your Krampus videos that you've done live.
Yeah. Or any mask painting video. Doesn't have to be a Krampus video.
Philip Earl says, howdy. Finn Godwolf says, Alan, what kind of hair is the long piece?
This is just hair weave hair. It's hair weave hair, same stuff I use all the time. If you're kind, then Scott Colhart will set you up with a link.
Brandon D says, in the buff, watching Alan and the gang, like every time. Overshare.
Yeah.
Ezekiel says, goat mullet. Enigma says, I know I'm late on this question, but how did you anchor the horns into the mask?
Contact cement and cutting them appropriately to the contour of the head.
You use mastic too, right?
Yeah, contact cement and mastic. It's the same way I always. It's a nice blend in.
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit of length, which I like.
Enigma says, 1980 says, there's an iconic black and white photo of Hitchcock with his live cast. You should do one for the Creepers page.
Okay.
Hello, Cobweb.
At one point, I had 22 plaster copies of my head.
Wow.
I have since sold them off to various people who say, hey, I need to make masks for fat people. You have a good head bust for that. And I say, I do.
Moon20 asks, what inspired you to do YouTube?
Well, back when I started, YouTube was new. It was new, and there wasn't a lot of haunted house content on there. So, and haunted houses needed information, so I thought I could help. Originally, it was supposed to be all kinds of haunters doing all kinds of tip videos. And I had asked 3 people, hey, you guys, let's do a channel together. And they said yes. And then they never made anything. Like, they never did a video. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll do another one, because I was waiting on them to do one. And they didn't. So I'm like, I guess I'll do another one while I'm waiting. And then I said, get off my channel, yo. But they never produced a video. That is the sad truth of all endeavors. More people want to help than will be able to help.
Ezekiel says, sorry about the angry face pic I posted to the Creepers page. The Hop's death stare was a thing of beauty.
That was kind of funny.
Oh, really?
My
Yeah.
wife was amused.
John C. says, the prop store is selling 5 different satyr masks from $1,700 to $2,700 and 2 miniature masks from the Chronicles of Narnia, about $3,500.
Yes.
Cobwebs Kansas says, hi Stacy. Hi Cobwebs. Enigma says, will contact cement work for a silicone mask as well?
No. Only silicone will work for a silicone mask. There's a great material called Silpoxy that you can get from Reynolds Advanced Materials. So now we have 2
Cindy
layers.
says, that was epic.
We have 2 layers of long hair in there, and that just adds a little bit of variety to this.
Hello, Patrick Redding. Moon20 says, nice. Well, that's good. In regards to the creation of your YouTube channel. Rodney Pope is back.
Hello, Rodney.
Joanne Crowley says, the first thing I saw was the graveyard statue. Then I was hooked.
Hooray.
I think the first video I saw from you was corpsing.
Did you flip it? That was before we had met in person?
That was before we met in person. That was before I started working at Dark Hour.
Okay, so this hair here is pretty long.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's long. So I'm going to do a couple runs of the hair in there.
And then you'll have enough to do the little tie that's on the side.
Yeah. But
Pretty
there,
good.
it looks like there's short hair over top of the long hair, which is perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Very nice.
Reference will set you free. How free? Well, free from bad decisions.
Ben Dogwolf says that long hair really gives it a great touch.
Yeah, and I'm going to do the same in the front.
Yeah, I was excited to find your YouTube channel because I was doing a haunted hayride and I had no experience making anything. And I was like, let's see what we can do. John C. says Skeletor has to peek out.
He's a peeker.
Oh gosh. Cowboys Counseling says he's wiped out. His daughter's sleepover party was this weekend and he's not yet recovered.
Oh no.
Brian Lippert says, hello everybody, we getting our goats on?
You are getting it.
Rodney Pope asks, how long does the live cast take?
Hour and a half? Hour and a half. Hour and 15 minutes.
Gray says, oh my god, the haunted hayride, I forgot about that. Somewhere, Gray, I have a really adorable video of you testing out your creepy doll mask that I'll share.
But I'll share against your wishes.
Against your wishes, entirely. To a format in which you will not be able to tell, but I've shared it. Moon20 says, I'll be sure to stick around. Gray says, oh no! Just kidding. I'll only show it now.
Who will then share it?
Who will then share it? She was almost too scared to even go into the haunted house that we ended up making because it rained. But she did, and she did a great job scaring the pants off people. Ronnie Pope says, how much are the supplies for a live cast?
They are about 130, 140 bucks for a silicone life cast.
Good night, Michael Lassiter. Realm says, the first video I seen of yours was the trash bag corpses on the fence. Christina asked, did Chad experience any claustrophobic issues while making the live cast?
Oh man, he freaked out.
We had to start over 3 times.
His eyes were covered, so he got up and he tried to run away and he ran into the door. And luckily, while he was unconscious, I was able to finish the process.
Which I think helped a lot.
Yeah.
Paul Bennett says, that goat reminds me of a movie in the 1980s. I can't remember the name of the movie. It was some kind of force people to go into some kind of lava pit, like ritual. Next day, kids show cops there, but disappeared.
Joe versus the volcano?
Rue Newman says, trash bag corpses was the first video I ever saw also. Paul Bennett asks, do you know the movie name?
I do not. No.
Oh, I got an air bubble.
Where you got an air bubble? You know how you fix that?
Yeah, just mix up a little plastic.
You mix up a little plaster and you fill it up.
Rob O'Brien says, sounds like a cat taking a bath in the background.
Wait, what's that now?
Rob O'Brien says, sounds like a cat taking a bath in the background.
It does sound a bit like a cat tape, which is a very odd description, but it works. So good job, you.
If not, I can make this one.
Lots of movie stuff. Ronnie Cook says, does anyone here see Hotel Hell?
Forever ago, pardon me, ma'am.
Matt M says, the drop window video was the first time I saw. Horror Beauty says, they always seem to freak out during live casting. The worst ones are the ones who say, I won't have a problem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if they assure you and double down on the fact that they are not going to be an issue, they are a giant issue.
Finn Godwell says, what kind of plaster or material did you use for the live cast, and how much did it take?
I don't know. I would guess about 64 ounces of water mixed with hydrocal. Hydrocal is what we used. I don't see one. I know I have one,
Alright.
but I don't know where it is.
Motel Hell.
This will also work.
Knocked over. Michelle Schulte asks, so have you started the new training DVD for haunt actors during COVID-19? I know you're busy, but just wondering.
I've done all the outlining for it. Not all. I've done most of the outlining for it, and that's how I start my video processes. And then once I have the outline all the way done, I will shoot it over the course of a couple days.
a long time. And Joshua says, looking forward to seeing this. Thanks. I eat caffeine.
Well, you know where it lives.
I do.
So what did you do last night, Alan? I made some demon goats.
Brandon V says he brushed the goat.
I brushed a goat, and I liked it.
And JD says the alien looks exactly like Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Which alien looks like Krang?
Moon 20 says I'm in the middle of a project right now, so I'm just.
I understand.
Finn Godwolf says, Alan, the reason I asked about the plaster and how much it took is because I just purchased 5 pounds of ultrasound 30. I was wondering if that would be enough for a live cast.
No, it will not. The UltraCal 5 pounds is a very small amount. I buy 50-pound bags, and me using 50-pound bags, I will get anywhere from 2 half mask molds out of it, or to 2 to 4, depending upon how much plaster I use and the methods I use.
Misty says, my first video was where he made animatronic creatures from taking the odors and emotions such as from after holiday stuffed animals.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun one.
Do people ever come up to you and reference videos that you forgot you made?
Yes. Also, people swear that they learned something from me that I never made a video on. Like, I never made a video on that, but people swear I taught them how to do it on a video.
Ezekiel says, if I was to come do a live cast, could I do it without making the plaster part? Obviously, bringing one home in a suitcase may be heavy.
Yeah, but also we can do it out of resin. Just like I'm doing the resin sculpting busts, we can do the same thing for a full head.
So we're going to put it on in silicone. I guess it was still silicone, which we are. Because less liquid. Tarantula says, I don't really remember, but I think the first video I saw was the Reaper's Nectar. Horror Beauty says, what did you teach someone that you never gave a video on?
Milk jug skulls. I've never done a milk jug skull video. I get thanked for that video all the time.
Ezekiel says, awesome. COVID, bugger off. I gotta get to Texas.
Now, you guys really can't see a lot of this because it's kind of black on black, but I'm just going to tell you it looks good, and you have to believe me. Or you could believe Chad, but I will pay to say it looks good.
Kirk says, dryer lid minus was my first video.
That's one of my favorite videos. There's somebody who commented, he commented on that video, and they said, you know, I've watched about 4 or 5 of your videos now, and every time about halfway through, I think, this is going to look like crap. And then at the end, it looks really great. It's very surprising. I'm like, thanks.
Ghost Train Production says, ba ba, wow, that's one hairy goat.
Can you flip it again?
We get to put in some earrings and
Yeah, he'll get earrings.
some notched earrings.
this. I gotta do the goatee. That's gonna be next. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so here's the
Yeah, see the long hair on that? And there's a couple layers of long hair.
Matt M says, is there a prop or set piece at Dark Hour that you're particularly proud of?
We did a Frankenstein's lab that I think turned out pretty good.
I love this.
Finn Godbook says, hey Alan, thanks for teaching me reverse feng shui.
Hey, no problem. You went and watched it after we talked about it?
He says, I've seen that video. Rob O'Brien says, that's the Bob Ross effect. Tarantula says, lol, the milk jug skulls they probably saw as monster tutorials. Some guy with a beard, same person.
Yeah, I only weigh about 100 pounds more than him.
Brian Lippert says, I saw a milk jug skull vid, thanked you.
Yep, wasn't me.
Good night, Misty.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Cindy says, yes, it would come up as a suggested video.
Stacy, would you find me a caulking gun with silicone 2 in it? I'm prepping the hair. Turns out I have a caulking gun here. I will need the silicone 2. Is this silicone 2? Yeah, I got it.
Hey, I'm helping.
You did great.
Earning my keep in the shop today. Check it out.
So, Boris is the least brave of all the dogs. And he just had a moment of, oh, I'm barking, we're all gonna go outside. I hate that I'm going out first. I could just see it in him. He was like, ah, do I get out of the way? But yeah, Bella is the bravest and possibly the not smartest.
Rob O'Brien says, what is the red on the horns going to be?
So I don't know, all right? The red on the horns is 2D art, okay? So it's very easy to just put the color red over the color black, and it's red. But if you put red over black in real life, it doesn't do that. So if I want that to show up that way, if Brandon D wants that to show up that way, I will have to paint white the symbols that he wants to show up, and then I would paint red over top of that. Because on top of the black, it's going to get lost. So we're going to figure that out tonight.
Brandon B says, not sure if I've asked before, but have you listened to Nox Arcana or Midnight Syndicate?
Yes, I have.
Paul Bennett says, I like the way it looks on the goat mask.
Thank you.
Horror Beauty says, yeah, it's probably because Monster Tutorial from the Milk Jug Skull. Tarantula says, the Skeletor peekaboo has been making me giggle since I tuned in. His expression is the best. Apparently you can just see Skeletor.
Yeah. So I haven't done a Milk Jug Skull video because
Don't like the
making a Milk Jug Skull takes about 20 minutes, and there's a slight risk of you getting burned. Then you have to paint it, and that HDPE plastic is kind of hard to paint. Paint doesn't like to stick to it. So, and you're guaranteed to get less detail than the original skull had. Skulls are cheaper now. You can buy a decent skull for about $5. So that is, to me, $5 is worth, $3 to $5, it's worth my time to buy it.
Ezekiel says, just buy a Nightmare Maker's skull mold. So much easier. Milk Jug Skulls are average at best.
Well, I mean, sometimes they look really good, but the amount of work you have to do. And that's a difference between pro haunters and home haunters. Pro haunters spend money, and home haunters spend time. They are willing to spend time on a project that a pro haunter would probably not be willing to spend. You know, that's just a difference.
Rob O'Brien says Dollar Tree.
They have skulls that don't look terrible for $1.
Yeah.
You are correct, Seth. Why did I just feel the need to say you are correct, Sizzle Chest? Where'd that come from?
Chest.
Sizzle Chest.
No idea.
You're correct, Sizzle Chest.
I know.
Came from somewhere.
Joanne Crowley says, I tried to do a milk jug skeleton. It was going good till the end. Dropped my resin skull and broke it.
Yeah, see, and then you lost your resin skull when you may have had a milk jug skull.
Ezekiel says, that goat just keeps getting better and better.
That's why you keep going. That's why you keep going. That's why you push. We could have said, hey, this looks pretty good as is.
Tarantula says, pro hunters also make some money on their craft and generally have more stuff to do, so yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not saying there's a drawback, it's just a difference. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I tend to fall more along the values of a pro hunter because that's what I do for a living.
Brian Lippert says, vinegar jugs work better than milk jugs.
Oh, okay. How many vinegar jugs can you go through?
Well, these days, I mean, you're using it to sterilize still.
That's true.
We keep a giant jug of vinegar in our laundry room
Yeah?
because everyone in our house is chronically afflicted with start a load of laundry, walk off and forget that it's there for potentially
Oh, and then it might
days.
mildew.
Yeah, so, but it happens often enough that we literally have to keep a giant jug of vinegar in there because otherwise, stank.
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 It's my favorite crayon.
Yep. It's like red but not white. Gray Hawkins, wow, you exposing us. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Brandon D says, Alan, it looks so good with black horns. May we hold a community vote on whether the red runes would look better?
Okay, so pull the picture of the image, and it's. I hope you understand. You know, the runes are fine, but that will be very hard to achieve on top of black. Aside from me painting white and then red over top of it, which is perfectly possible.
Doable.
I'm going to tinkle.
We'll let you guys weigh in the comments. I don't know, man. I think it almost might be too busy in person. Where you've got this really solid black malevolence of this. I think maybe the runes almost would get lost in it. I don't know. I think they look cool. Also, I cannot see what you guys are saying right now, so patience. Buff that head.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the comments.
Having fun?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Now you know you look like gold.
Yeah.
Rob O'Brien says, I almost wonder if cut vinyl would work for the red. Dumb question, but can you use liquid nails as paint? Says Cindy.
It's possible. Like if we decide to do it, like I know how to do it. I'm not worried about how to do it. What I'm saying is red does not show up on black as well as it does two-dimensional picture.
Ezekiel says, would they be carved into the horns?
They did not appear carved to the horns. It looked like it was painted on with blood.
Bella Bryan says, it's an awesome look. Matt M says, use real goat's blood to paint the horns.
That would smell awesome.
Tarantula says, I use plastic wrap and duct tape to cast a cow's skull for a headdress. Did this twice. It's been cockeyed both times. The skull is not cockeyed. Don't think I'll dabble in milk jugs. Lisa
Yeah.
says, let me see the black horns.
Hold on there, Lisa.
Enigma says, what's your favorite monster, Mrs. Hops?
Mrs. Hops is not on this evening. That is Stacy.
I can tell you that her favorite monster is on your camera right now.
It's me!
Lisa says, I like black horns. Brandy says, yeah, I hear you. I was thinking with minimal runes, phosphorescent or glow in the dark would be nice, but I think we got carried away drawing. Ezekiel says you could brand the symbols on the horns, then paint red. Rue says, I think they look great. I'd put super fine white pinstripe around them to make them pop. The look is great, super fun. Super fine black.
Yeah, so this is black.
I mean, I guess you could paint a sample one on to see how it would look, and if you hate it, just paint over it with black again.
Well, it is. I have the client is here, and he will tell us.
Rue says the runes, I mean, do the super fine
I gotcha.
white pinstripe around the runes.
You car guys always on the pinstripe stuff.
John C. says, I can't. I mean, some guy I know can send you a whole lot of goat's blood if you need it. John, if you send a whole lot of goat's blood here, you can officially creep us right the hell out.
I remember that he works in a meat processing plant.
No, Ma. Ezekiel says, white teeth, some red beads in the beard, I'd call him done. 1980 says, random thought, what about a Hellboy type mask with interchangeable horns that are held by magnets? Go from the King of Hell to brown down horns.
Well, that has to happen at the beginning of the project.
Lisa said, I would do something that could be removed.
There's a friend of mine, he says, we are past the point of brilliant ideas. We are no longer accepting any brilliant ideas. You may have brilliant ideas, but we are past the point of brilliant ideas.
Rue says, white or gold, actually, to outline.
Well, his earrings are silver, so if I was going to have to do that, I would do silver.
Do we have beads for the goatee? And
I have a 5-minute epoxy, which means I can have beads.
perfect.
In how long?
5 minutes.
I got to sculpt them.
Yeah.
So 6.
Oh, John C. says, careful painting the symbols. You don't want to ruin it. Cindy says, I like that gold with phosphorus paint to give it a glow. Rue says, ooh yeah, silver.
Okay, this goat blocks out the light. I can't see what I'm doing.
Tarantula says, what if they were small raised runes with red LEDs? Again, past the point of brilliant idea.
Ixnay on the LED. I didn't arge imhe for a
Forve.
MV. Yeah. Yeah. We didn't charge for LED.
Ezekiel says, no, glitter.
Oh.
Joanne Crowley says, had a thought, probably bad. You could use red yarn on the horns, just very time consuming.
I think black light reactive paint would look really cool. And you don't see them, but if they're under the light.
Right. 1980 says, where are the demon eyes?
Well, his eyes are demon eyes.
Rue says, ew, crab turkeys.
I was wondering if y'all was gonna let him go with the
The
glitter
glitter line,
comment.
yeah. Lisa says optic white wildfire will be invisible until shown under black light. So would like no like highlighter. Ghost Train Productions says LOL, yeah, glitter is man's worst nightmare. It's not here pitching at strip clubs.
It's also an ecological nightmare.
That's true. Paul Bennett says attach mirror tiles all over the horns would be bobbling. Patrick Redding also speaks Piglet.
Oh,
Tori Hendricks says I clicked on this just because the title was so good.
Why?
Welcome,
Thank you.
Tori.
Yes, this is, so I've been working on goat masks for a while. I feel like most of my life. And we did a Yule goat in the early part of the week. This week, well, what we start? Wednesday, I think we started on him. And he's almost done. So we're getting there.
Dirty Santa says bedazzle them. Ezekiel says it's not a disco goat. Finn Gobble says I loved the creature from the Black Lagoon eye tutorial. Awesome. 1980 says hydro dipped horn. You did the glass.
Oh yeah, on live.
Yeah. And they says hydro dipped horns. Tori Henry says looks awesome.
hey, thank you.
Corby says Yule Goat is cool. The Yule Goat was cool. Look at this goat. Isn't it neat? Ezekiel says portable smoke machine hooked up to the nostrils if you're going all out. The one that they use that's small that people put in masks, that's a mister, right? It's not an actual, like, smoke machine.
It is a vape unit
Gotcha.
with propylene glycol in it, which is in most vape juice, and it is in fog fluid.
Next thing is just mod a jewel, yeah. Terrence says, I've been going about everything all wrong. I'll just cover my little home haunt with glitter. It'll look like the movie Legend and give people something to be really scared of.
When I did my outdoor trail, we did a winter year of the Yeti, Frozen with Fear, that haunt was called. We got to do that 3 times. And I would get big tree branches, we'd paint them black, and then we'd glitter them. And it looked like the forest from Legend. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah. I was covered in glitter for weeks.
Of course. Brandon D says, how do you feel about the symbols being a little darker, rusty red brown? Darker is in not cherry red. Or like a blood red.
Okay, I'm happy with the goatee that he has now. Like, I'm happy with his goatee. That's good. I think I'm happy with his fit. We can flip it back.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm moving on to ears now. I'm happy with his hair. I think his hair is good. And I'm moving on to his ears. 2 nicks in the right ear. 3 and 3. 2 nicks in right, 1 in left.
Joanne says, Chad seems to be doing an awful lot of sanding.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing way more than I would do.
We see at the bottom now, too.
But he may be more of a perfectionist than me.
1980 says, glitter will look more labyrinth. Horror Beauty says, what's one mask that you feel you spent the most time working on, excluding the ghosts?
2 years ago, it was a animatronic Demigorgon mask for Universal that actually opened up with a actor button. That took a long time.
Bruce says, Alan let me use a bait for a dragon character I did once.
I did.
Joanna Crowley says, that tree branch idea sounds awesome.
It was cheap and it looked magical. I tend to err on the side of magical.
Tarantula says, awesome. Yeah, black glitter is my jam. Brandon D says, goatee is nice. Horror Beauty says, glitter. The third piece of crafts or makeup. Lisa Arndt says, glitter has its place. My evil snowman looks cool with glitter. Michelle Snolte says, no glitter allowed here. Ugh.
I use glitter a lot on my Christmas stuff. I mean, glitter has its place.
Rue says, it was super hard to keep running all night. Lots of minor problems. Brandon D says, I'm sticking my guns with the runes and I trust you can do it.
Okay. That's cool. The first one I'll do in the back of one of the horns, and we'll see how it looks, and we'll go from there.
The Harry BC says, a technique I've used in model painting to simulate glows to paint on whatever you want to glow in white and mist them over with airbrush to form a slight halo. With dry airbrush over it. Okay.
Yep.
When dry, airbrush, color paint over it. Brandon D says, you and 9 of your friends are making arts and crafts.
Yep.
Tarantula said, I'm looking at his teeth. Oh, I think you're talking about
Tom
Cruise's teeth. And D says, one of them is using glitter. You and 9 of your friends are crafting, one is using glitter. How many projects have glitter on them? All of them. Ezekiel says, it has its place, just not with a 7-year-old inside. 1980 says, 3 movies never to watch before the age of 10. Legend, Pumpkinhead, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Enigma says, when you do big things like that Demogorgon, do they approach you or vice versa? And if you don't mind me asking, what's the largest commission you've made for only one item?
They approached me, and largest commission for one item. I did a $6,000 costume once. That's a very expensive costume.
Easy. Now they're talking about movies that were traumatizing as children. Never Ending Story. Don't forget Return to Oz. Michelle Schulte says, wow. I assume about a $6,000 costume. Enigma says, what was the costume like?
It was a stilt walker who looked like they were riding a tauntaun.
Nice.
Can I see the image again?
Yes, TikTok was underused. Return to Oz.
Okay, thank you.
Ezekiel says, my wife loves Never Ending Story in Swedish. So hard to watch.
You gonna fix your nose?
That's what I was gonna ask you is, when you had them on there. Tell me
Sir?
how to do that.
You cannot be up. You cannot wait patiently and be afraid to interrupt me.
Cindy says, Return to Oz is creepy even now. Rue says, Wheelers.
One day, Wheelers. Return to Oz is gloriously creepy. I have to cut these mustache pieces, and then we're going to go help you.
Cindy says, I'll return to Oz though. Rue says, yes, one day, Alan.
There's a grass back there.
Yeah, currently it doesn't look like your nose.
No.
Well, everything up here does. We just got to clean up this little bit here. So let's grab
Dremel or
a screwdriver.
says Chad's gonna perform plastic surgery on himself.
Yes.
Plaster surgery.
I'm also questioning a lot of life decisions after looking at myself.
Yeah. Good news is that looks like you. Bad news is
It looks like
you.
Time for more salads.
Try a body cast, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Try a body cast.
Let's not say we did.
It's like, that's not me.
Tarantula says, I'd love to do a still costume, but I'm disabled, so I'm making a facade for my cane so it looks like a really long arm.
Cool. I like that.
Ezekiel says, plaster booger removal.
Yeah, very common because, you know, that's the one area of the piece that you really can't get. I can't put silicone right there
Say goodnight to Paul.
because he wants to breathe. Good night, Paul. That was probably creepier than he intended.
1980 says, nice Winston Churchill bust.
Wow.
Hey.
I thought we were friends.
See how it's coming?
Yeah.
Can you do this?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you knock the nose off of it, we could just pour up the nose. Stick it back on there. Brandon B says, I gotta look away from this. 1980 says, you put in the work. Nice job on the cast.
Hey, thanks. Unless you mean him. He says thanks.
And Nico says, could you add silicone to the nose at the end if you peel it away a bit at the mouth and let it set?
I had to in order. Well, no, you can't. What you can do is cast the nose separate and have them breathe through their mouth, and then combine the two. But for a bust to sculpt masks on that will fit you, you don't have to do that.
Or Beauty says, Chad's getting a nose job. Lisa Arndt says, yes, makes me nervous. Tarantula says, drill it, drill it.
Tarantula, you might want to get checked out. See, and I'd be happy with that.
1980
I'm
says,
perfectly
Dremel,
happy.
less aggressive.
Yeah, that
Because you're not going to sculpt into your nostrils, you know what I mean? But now see, now that it's up like this, I can see a little bit there that I'd like to do more.
Freaking him out, y'all.
Are they afraid that?
Or Beauty says,
Bust the
oh,
nose
just
off?
drill it.
Oh.
You're gonna end up sphinxy. Oh. I'll look away, I'll tell you when it's safe.
That looks funny from the thing.
But that's all cleaned up now.
Yeah. That's good.
So carry on in that fashion
Okay.
to get any little air bubble, you know, off of there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can do. Thank you.
Deep
Close your
nose
eyes.
exhibit.
Oh, got a little bump there.
1980
Huh.
more powder falling out of the
Wonder
nose
what?
than Scarface.
That's funny.
Horror Beauty says, don't you just hate plaster boogers? This says boogie sugar nose.
More than you know.
Gotta get that disco dust. Good night, Gray.
Good night, Gray.
Sleep tight. Don't let that bed wait.
Unless bed bugs is code for tigers, they're in danger. So don't deprive them of a meal.
Ezekiel says, night Gray, the Tim Tams are in the hall closet. Ezekiel, I haven't got any Tim Tams.
But where they are depends on who hid them.
Right?
If Tony hid them, then they're down low.
Probably down low.
Stacy hid them, they're up high.
Yeah. Gray hit them, they're down low because she's short. So. Mike Murphy says, does Chad also work at Dark Hour?
No.
It's
Nah.
a bit of a commute.
He said he was going to talk to his wife as soon as he got home.
Yes.
No, he is in from Illinois.
Not Illinois.
I said Illinois.
No. Body Geeks the other night said he was going through Illinois.
Illinois, yeah.
I said, no, the S is silent. No, you said it correct. Yeah.
When I'm talking about Balmer, I even say Balmer. I don't say Baltimore.
Nice JD and Rob O'Brien would like to know where in Illinois.
Near Champaign, Central Illinois.
Champagne Room, Illinois.
Yes.
Look at that. That was restraint.
Good job.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting there thinking in my head.
Your wife says no. Not moving. Sorry.
Come on.
Texas is lovely this time of year.
Yeah.
If you like,
It's not hot at all.
You like armpits.
yeah, if you like the sun hitting you like with actual weight.
Yeah.
1980 says, little way from here.
This is a mustachio that this guy has.
All you Illinois folk, when MHC opens back up again and we end up in Chicago, y'all better turn out.
Yeah, y'all come see us. Now we know.
Rob O'Brien says, I'm originally from Moline, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Moline, Moline, Moline.
Begging her, please don't take it. 1980 says, I'm in the Metro East outside St. Louis.
Wait, did you just say you live under a train? Is that what he said?
No, he said, I'm in the Metro East outside.
Oh, I heard under the Metro East outside St. Louis.
Yeah.
Like, he lives under a train. Dude, let's do a super chat for him.
Right?
Come on, man. I got room in the shop.
Says, we'll be there.
Hooray.
1980 says, Moline, home of John Deere.
Yep.
Ezekiel says, did he bring you some deep dish?
No, I was gonna have to travel even further.
It was out of your
Probably wouldn't have made the trip, to be
Right.
honest.
Yeah, and it's not Illinois deep dish, it's Chicago deep dish.
Yeah, it's not the same. Christina asked how Texas compares to Georgia.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
You lived in Georgia.
Yeah.
I did ask
Weather
forgot.
feels about the same.
Dead ass forgot that you were here in terms of like.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was like, she's talking to somebody in the comments. They're like, oh right, it's you. Rob O'Brien says, yep, the farm implement capital of the world. Tarantula says, are you saying they've got hose there?
Everyone has to be good at something.
They've got a hose in every area code, you know?
That's right.
Okay, you get that.
Ezekiel says, I'm sure they have some delicious food treat to offer the gods of Hopsville. Sorry, Shannon officially granted me godhood. The sewing goddess now. Yes. The power has immediately gone to my head.
As it should. Where all power should go.
Brandon says there are exceptions to that. Cuban sandwiches outside of Miami are hit or miss. That includes Cuba. Michelle Schultz said, I'm right in the middle of Peoria and Springfield. Kelly O'Brien, thank you.
So,
Sent $5 super chat. Says, thanks for all you do. Your work is amazing. From Skin and Bones.
oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I was about to mention, because I heard Cuban sandwich. Probably my favorite sandwich is a Cuban sandwich. And when I lived in Orlando, all of the 7-Elevens have Cuban sandwiches and a sandwich press. And they're delicious. Just go into a 7-Eleven and get a Cuban sandwich, and it's awesome. Kelly O'Brien, that's so nice. Thank you.
Ghost Train Production says, now we got goats, give them up, we might have vampire cows. Robert Bryan says, I could never eat an entire Cuban. You know, weirdly,
I'm waiting for the rest of that sentence.
Yeah, I know.
that's it.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, so who had weirdly awesome Cuban sandwiches? Jack in the Box did a limited, they
right.
did like a limited like test run or whatever of Cuban sandwiches, and they were killer.
Really?
They were so good, and I was so sad when they stopped carrying it.
Yeah.
Ezekiel says, okay, enlighten the dopey Aussie on a Cuban sandwich.
It is ham, it is pork, it is pickle, and it is, yeah, there's mayo and mustard, but there's also, what kind of cheese is that? Is it provolone cheese?
Might be purple.
I think it's provolone cheese.
White cheese.
Yes.
Delicious.
And it's pressed. It's a pressed sandwich.
It is a press, they squish it between two hot grills.
Brandon D says Texaco used to have some pretty darn good pizza, just saying. We were talking about gas station tacos on the way over here too.
Oh, yeah.
Ezekiel says, wife, make me a Cuban sandwich, please. Or Beauty says it's Swiss.
Is it Swiss?
Could very well be.
It may be Swiss.
I never pried one open to find out.
That sounds right.
Mike Murphy says, was it also worth it to drive there to save on shipping costs? Talking to Jack.
Oh, well, I had to be here to have my face cast.
Can you flip it? Okay. Brandon D. Looking at your image, I've decided you're going to have black gums. Because they're black in your picture, and I think it'll look nice. I will hit them so that they look glossy.
Horror Beauty says, authentic ones don't have mayo on them. It's Cuban bread, ham, roasted pork, Swiss cheese, pickles, mustard. I know. Brandon D says, if you like sweeter bread, go for a medianoche. Robert Ryan says, oh my god, Amazon has Tim Tams. Ezekiel says, sounds delicious. I love the food education from the creepers. Brandon D says, this pleases me. Thor confirmed it is Swiss.
Okay. Line cook Thor, I assume you're a cook of some kind.
He says, been in the kitchen for 19 years.
Awesome.
Tarantula says, I've been into a cheap version of shakshuka the past few days, and it's fantastic.
I don't know.
Ezekiel says, if anyone wants Tim Tams, like proper ones, hit me up. I can send them. Hey, Ezekiel.
Hey, Ezekiel.
Yeah. What are you doing, man?
Listen, I'm
You're
gonna
opening yourself up.
I'm gonna speak on behalf of all of the shop monkeys. Send Tim Tams. Good night, Scuba Steve.
Good night, Scuba Steve.
See, Rue, also weighing in from the shop monkey contingent. Robert Bryan says, start muling them Tim Tams.
I don't want those Tim Tams.
Our Beauty says, okay, gotta hit the hay, gotta work in the morning. Night all.
Good night, you.
Ezekiel says, I sent Shannon a care package. Well, Shannon is not sharing.
Well, I don't think we've gotten it yet.
1980 says, I need Kia Pride parts pre-1983.
What?
You're talking about doing interstate trades for Tim Tams. Like, Tarantula says, we've been poaching the eggs in spaghetti sauce with mushrooms and doing some French bread toast with it. It's so much better than it sounds. This is that eggs in purgatory thing that Shannon does, yeah?
Yeah.
Ezekiel Ezekiel says, well, apparently if I put Alan on the address label, they go AWOL.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see no package.
Did you do anything else in this house? I got spots to look there,
No.
Most of these bugs are-
Yeah, that's you.
I mean, not-
Yeah, no, I mean, that's clean and beautiful. I think you did it. That looks great.
Thank you.
You did way more work on that than I would have. You're ready to cover it in 3/4 of an inch clay and get to it.
Absolutely.
Mostly for making masks, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted one so I could start making full head masks.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm about ready to step up and half masks.
That's great.
1980 says, oh, pickled eggs. I need to get some. I got hooked in Houston on them. Finn Godwolf says, hey, Alan, what's the plan for this Wednesday's build/video?
Oh, well, we're gonna do sculpt bingo. We're doing sculpt lottery bingo.
Are you talking about the live Finn Godwolf, or are you talking about YouTube Wednesday?
Yes. You mean live or YouTube Wednesday?
YouTube Wednesday. Surprise!
Yes.
Ezekiel says, and Shannon would string me up if I left her out. She's way more scary than Ellen. That's true.
That's true.
Green Newman says, smoked pickled eggs is a personal favorite.
Smoked pickled egg. Leave those eggs alone. That's a lot of work to do on some eggs, man.
We got pickled quail eggs on our way down to TRF. They're killer. Aki.
Not for it. Except for the screwdrivers, go to the screwdriver drawer.
Braces. The rasp up here.
Brandon, do you want your teeth white like in your image or more realistic in color?
That guy actually doesn't.
Brandon D, do you want your teeth white like in your image or more realistic in color?
Tarantula says Wednesday it's going to be Mum Raw eating shrimp.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna steal that chair from you.
Christina says Chad's now spoiled in that shop to come home working on our living room at the coffee table.
Yeah, see?
I think you're spoiled with him making a mess in my shop and rather than in the living room.
Lisa Arn says shrimp mask on the list.
Shrimp mask may end up on the list.
Rodney Pope says, did Chad drive or fly? Just wondering because of the weight of the headrest.
He drove.
1980 says, my local grocery has pickled chicken feet. Ezekiel says, okay, where's here? Ezekiel says, no egg trays. I'm not a fan of eggs. Too many road trips with egg consumption. Screwdriver is... Where's your screwdriver at? Yeah, with the big label.
You're gonna back up a little bit.
Brandon D says, I would think more realistic, sir.
Okay.
And
That just means I'm going to mix a little bit of a color for the teeth. Base would be white. And I'm going to add just a little bit of yellow
yeah,
My fault.
and
I
a
will blame
little
you.
bit of flesh.
Throw me right in front of
I
that
will
bus.
chuck you right under that bus. Enigma says, can you do a sculpt challenge? Like using only 2 tools, using only 1 hand, or using only oil clay?
I could.
Finn Godwolf says, I didn't know y'all were going to be streaming live this Wednesday. Cool, I was just talking about YouTube Wednesday.
Yeah, I normally stream live on Wednesday night because I celebrate the fact that I actually got a YouTube video published, YouTube Wednesday video published, and to congratulate myself. I normally will sculpt something that I want to make.
Brandon D says, deviled eggs, baked beans, and coleslaw. A true
Oh,
diet for road
good
trips.
Lord.
Ow.
My stomach would be
Do you hate the people you ride with? That sounds like Bomb City.
Christina said, spent all day cleaning his mess.
There's still blood on the floor.
Yeah, so I'm not sure who is spoiled with him working over here. Because he did just mess the crap out of my table, I'll tell you that.
Speaking of which, give a little dustpan.
Looks like Al
There's a
Pacino's
dustbin
hanging
on
out
the
in here.
wall and also brushes. Right behind you. There you go. 1980 says Alan needs one of those rolls of parchment paper like the doctor's office to cover the table between skulls. I would just use that paper for patterns anyways.
Yeah.
Is it harder to paint the teeth once you've birded?
Not especially. I'm doing it before the flocking, so it's nice and dry.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the time. I think I'm gonna get his mouth painted, and then I gotta wrap for the night.
Yeah. Tarantula says there is no table anymore. It's all paint. The table is long since deteriorated.
I went a little crazy on the hair, but I think the hair looks good.
Yes.
And I know that the flocking is gonna blend all the rest of it in.
Yeah. Ezekiel says, being in a van with 5 other musicians eating gas station food for weeks on end introduces you to smells that will outlast religion.
Wow.
Wow.
Finn Godwolf says, this is probably a stupid question, sorry. How does the bingo work on the live stream?
So how it works is I have a list of things that I want to make.
It's not really
And
bingo.
bingo just means that there's numbers selected at some point. That's all. That's the only bingo part of it. So I have a list of sculpts that I want to do, and I try to keep 8 on my list. And then people who are regulars will pick out numbers. They'll pick out 2 numbers between 1 and 8. And then what will happen is that the audience, you guys, will then vote. And I will appoint someone to manage the voting and tell me who won. See how I've outsourced all possible work in that scenario? I do none.
Somebody requested a Stinkor poll
Yes, it's
earlier,
coming.
and I said, well, no one has bought Stinkor yet.
Yeah.
So we don't really have a reason to pour one up.
Mold is clean and ready.
Yep.
It's like I got bears over there that I'm not doing anything with the bear because no one's bought a bear. But I need at some point I need time to finish a bear so that people know to buy a bear. Because right now all they see is a polar bear.
Yeah. Imagination is not always everyone's strong suit.
Coca-Cola is not interested in a very bloody polar bear. I'm like, you can finally say you won the soda war.
I do have an RC Cola delivery man shirt. Have it tattered in his jaws.
Bald guy. Stacy, why do you have an RC Cola delivery man shirt?
Because I dated a trucker who used to drive for RC.
Okay.
And it was sentimental, and then he died. And so now I will never ever get rid of it.
I want to make a lot of jokes. But I'm not. Because someone died.
Someone died. Colon cancer. Get
That's,
checked, y'all.
that's a little less funny.
Yeah. Brandon D says cheer wine.
That is a soda.
RC Cola and a moon pie. Maybe. Enigma asked, are you and Stacy related?
No,
We are Haunt family,
that's right.
but that's it.
So
Larry Hughes says, that bear is soon to be Cujo.
there is a Cujo coming. That's true. And that'll be fun too. I don't do a ton of likeness stuff, so
Ghost Train Productions says Sundrop and barbecue.
I think I've sold what, 2 of the Shikumo or 1 of the Shikumo, and none of them have looked like web store.
It was really funny though, that guy on Amber's share of it, like No offense, but that looks like a spot-on web store.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, no shit. Sorry.
Language, Stacy.
I'm sorry. The 1980 says Dr. Pepper and Whataburger.
Yep.
I'm about it.
I was bit by a spider the other day, oddly while I was in my swimming pool. And I made a Facebook post that, you know, I'm waiting on my superpowers. And I photoshopped a quick fat Spider-Man holding a Whataburger. And someone asked me what was a Whataburger
Oh no.
on private message, so I had to tell them the glory of Whataburger and why their life was terrible because they didn't have one and couldn't just go get one.
Enigma, oh sorry, Brandon D says, what would be the best part of being a ghost?
It depends on the ghost powers that you actually had. But I think I would never get tired of just scaring the crud out of people. I would want to be a wandering ghost. Like I wouldn't want to be tied to like a certain subway platform. I want to travel around.
Larry Hughes says, it will have everyone want one once you make it.
Would you hand me a acid brush out of the brush drawer over there, please, sir?
Ezekiel says, sugar honey iced tea, Stacey. Brandon D says, old sun drop with wood rosin. Finn Godwolf says, did you say these teeth were made specifically for the Yule goat or for this one?
For this one, I sculpted the teeth for this guy.
Enigma says, I vote Stacey to be the next guest sculptor. I was already the guest sculptor.
She was a guest sculptor.
I sculpted Stinkor.
I was going to see what Rodney Pope was up to, I think, next.
Nice. Lisa Art says, still love the idea of a raffle. I follow an artist who does one periodically for $10 or $25 a piece for a chance at a commissioned piece. She does painting, so the amount difference is size.
Yeah.
Robert White says, Alan, the item I asked you about has been ordered. As soon as I get it to you, I'll send it to you. As soon as I get it, I'll send it to you.
Okay, cool.
Tarantula says, Thai tea and curry. Yum. Celeste K says, Eeps, I got bit by a ghost spider a few days ago. Hurts.
I was bit by a brown recluse.
Oh no.
17 years ago?
Oh, I was going to say in the pool? Jeez.
No, I got out of the shower and I wrapped a towel around myself and he was on my towel.
Oh no.
And he bit me on my hip.
Oh no.
And
That's not a good
sure
sign.
enough, it took a while, but then they had to cut a little chunk out. Any dent in my hip.
You've been working
Can
on
I
building
see
it.
the face of him one more time?
Yes, you can. Like Danny says, Whataburger's announced that they're expanding north of the Mason-Dixon.
That would be awesome. Okay.
Masato K says, GF is building one of those van conversions. Is it your girlfriend or is it a company?
I love vans.
God, me too. There was a couple of those Sprinter van conversions out there when we went to the van.
Yeah. Yeah, those are beautiful.
Lisa says, could do raffle for cold pieces to see them finished. Would love to see Stinkor, Hammer Time, the Bear, Murder Hornet, etc. finished.
Me too. I want to see him finish too. It's just time, guys. It's just time.
Masato says, damn, my girlfriend was bitten by a baby recluse on her leg. Almost had to have surgery.
Yeah, it wasn't the most fun time.
Harry BC says, did Dammit Rob ever come over to mold the deer skull?
He did. He did. Texas is getting pretty bad with COVID though, so I'm probably going to slow down how many folks are coming to the shop for a while. So I will probably not have a guest sculptor for a bit, just for slowdown purposes.
Ghost Training Productions says, ouch, only good spider's a dead one. Joanne Crowley says, what happened to Rancid? That was
Oh, Rancid is alive and well. He's molded and cleaned out, but I haven't had a chance to pour it up yet.
Tarantula, oh wait, Ezekiel says, I live in Australia, never been bitten by a spider, and Australia is supposed to be the worst. Tarantula says, we don't have brown recluse here, but we do have those black widows. I'm not afraid of them, but when I found one in my tampon box, I decided she could just have those and close the box and send it outside.
Yeah.
You know what, that seems like the smart choice there. Finn Godwolf says, Alan, would your Loctite foam / plaster concoction work in an alginate mold?
Yes.
Celeste Kitty says, do you guys have a Patreon? You could add in raffle tickets for each dollar paid for pieces.
I don't have a Patreon at this time. That is something that I may set up. I'm working on several things to expand and enrich the channel. So it is possible. Cheney, you're sleeping, buddy. Wake up, bud. Cheney, having a bad dream. You're safe. You're in the shop. You're surrounded by friends. Wake up, buddy. Don't have a nightmare. Wake up. Cheney, good boy. Okay. Sorry, I had to talk my my puppy off of a cliff there.
Ezekiel says the ocean critters are the worst in Australia.
Yeah, and you're surrounded by them.
Enigma says, on any given day, how much latex and silicone do you have on hand?
Oh.
Totally not going to try and steal it.
Good Lord. I probably have 8 gallons of silicone over there. I have...
Good night, Michelle Schulte.
6 buckets sitting there.
I probably have about 30 gallons of latex on hand. Yeah, I mean, this is what I do for a living, so I do a lot of it.
Michelle Schulte said, good night, everyone. Long day. Thank you, Alan and Stacey.
Good night.
Looking good. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Ezekiel says, drop bears. Yeah, they're real savage. Masato says, I think Alan should sculpt a drop bear.
I would do that one day.
Dirty Sanders says, chasing rabbits in his dreams.
Yeah, he's barking at something.
Ghost Train Productions says, sorry, just not a spider person. Tarantula says, oh, what a good daddy.
Oh, I just ruined my image, didn't I?
Yeah. Rue says, I was bit by a recluse in basic training. Almost couldn't do the final march. Joanne says, Australians are brave to live there.
All right, gang. So I have a good coat in the teeth. It's going to take a little while for that to dry. It is now 10:28. I think it's a good time for me to stop. Look at how far we got on this goat, though. We are well on our way for second goat week. All I have left to do for... I'll probably do this, honestly, Wednesday during the day, and I'll go live during the day on Wednesday. Unless I'm mounting a concrete medallion. But if I'm not mounting a concrete medallion, then I will go live Wednesday to finish the painting of the teeth and to flock his face, add the hair beads, hair his ears, and add earrings. All of those things will happen probably Wednesday during the day. I have maybe an hour's worth of work to do on this, more if I just take longer to do it. But Mr. Hops is tired. Okay. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. I think that the longer hair in here, and I have the mustache hairs pinned back simply so that they don't get in the teeth paint. But the longer hair really looks nice in there. That might be something I do on a future Minotaur. So, all right, gang. Chad, say goodnight.
Good night, guys.
They can see you.
Okay.
I flipped the camera around.
Okay.
Stacy, say goodnight.
Good night.
And I say, oh, flip it around again. I say, go make stuff.